honor to introduce our speaker for the morning, Mr. Fredrick Bailey. Not only is he a native of LaGrange, Georgia, but he is also a graduate of Gordon State College. See, during his time in college, Fredrick was honored to speak to a variety of churches, schools, and nonprofit organizations about how he overcame a series of experiences in life. While at Gordon State, Fredrick played an important role in the development of the African American Male Initiative. He served as a student success coach, a resident director, while assisting many students to achieve their goals. After becoming a church leader and mentor, he realized his calling as an encourager to those seeking guidance. Very passionate about inspiring others, Mr. Bailey is the founder and CEO of Fredrick Bailey Enterprises, and for the last 4 months, he has served as the first ever Bill and Jean Milliken Alumni Fellow for the nationally recognized Communities and Schools organization. Overall, his ultimate goal in life is to spread a message of hope across the nation. I could go on and on about Fredrick and his accomplishments and his role as a motivational speaker, and also his passion for helping students. However, I'll stop here this morning and allow our speaker, Mr. Bailey, to share a few words with you in hopes that you too will be inspired to continue on from Gordon State College and embody the call of Highlanders Forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Fredrick Bailey.
Good morning. It is such a privilege to be here this morning, and if you are excited to be here, I want you to make some noise this morning. You can do better. If you're excited to be here today, let me hear you make some noise. If you're still sleepy, let me hear you make some noise. For all of those that are still sleepy, just leave right now. Public safety, where are you? No, I'm just kidding. We don't want you to leave. I started Gordon in 2007. And when I came to Gordon, I was an SGA senator, I was an SGA president, I was a resident assistant, I worked in the gym, I worked with admissions, I worked with Sodexo. I left, I graduated, came back as a resident director, I started teaching, I was with Brother to Brother, AAMI, student success coach, you name it, I've done it. So I believe that what else is left for me to do at Gordon State College? And I say it's to be the president. So President Nooks, you better watch out, because I'm coming. I'm going to give you 2 years to set a foundation. But it's such a privilege to be here. And I remember when I first started in 2007, and I stepped in my classroom, my English 1101, Mama Higgins. Do y'all know Mama Higgins? And I didn't realize I had so many nicknames. So Mama Higgins gave all of us nicknames. One day we were sugar peas and sweet dumplings. And one day, I promise you, she called me cornbread. I said, this lady, does she know that I actually am hungry? Why is she calling me cornbread? I remember that time when, you see when you're getting your refund check, you're going to get about $2,000 or $3,000. Hello, come on. But see, the bookstore will let you spend a little money before you get the little money. And I thought it was free money, so I go in the bookstore trying to buy the book. Miss Teresa trying to sell me a shirt. I said, no, Miss Teresa, I don't want the shirt with the Nike sign today. I'm trying to buy this $500 math book only because there's a CD in it. Now, if you give me a discount on this math book, I'll throw in the shirt. I'll get the shirt. And my daddy don't need a shirt, okay? Or that time when I stepped in Dr. Smoothie's class and found out he was in love with Tweety Birds. And I realized that if you draw a Tweety bird on the board, you can get extra points on your test. What kind of mess is that? What? Or that time we was in Dr. Brunfeld's class, and she said, well, for your next test, you can use your index card. Write all your notes. But let me tell you, I failed every test in her classroom. If it's index cards or open book, you're going to fail. Let me tell you that. Those are the hardest tests ever. Am I right? I won't lie to you. But it's such a privilege to be here, and I just want to thank the faculty and staff for having me, President Nooks, Ms. Sanders, Jason, thank you guys so much. I was going to cry when I was sitting on the stage because I can't believe that I'm here today. Because, see, I had to fight many odds in my life. And if you know my story, you would know that Fredrick Bailey is not supposed to be standing before you today. Because when I was in the 5th grade and 4th grade, waiting for my father to come home, my father did not come home with the receipt in his hand and say, son, the bills has been paid, the rent and mortgage, we have food on the table. No, my father came home with drugs in his hand. And my father and mother would go in the room for countless of hours while I sit in my bedroom, and my bedroom was the living room. And I sat on the couch, cried myself to sleep because I knew that tonight is the night that I would not have food. And so I made it my most important. I made it so important for me to be at school every day. So guess who had perfect attendance? Hello. And if you didn't eat your salad, guess who ate your salad? If you didn't want that pizza, if you didn't want the applesauce, guess who ate it? Hello. Because I knew that this could be my last meal. And because of my parents' addiction, I remember in the 4th grade getting out the bus. And as I approached my home, my bed, my TV, my clothes, my shoes is sitting on the side of the road. And friends are laughing at me, and tears are flowing down my eyes because I couldn't believe that I was experiencing this type of life. And mom and dad wasn't there to say, son, we're going to make this better. Son, we're about to change your life. No. What do you do when you have so many odds against you? And because of the addiction, we didn't have electricity in the home. So Monday morning, Thursday morning, I wake up just to dig in the dirty clothes bin to find clothes I had on Monday because we cannot wash them. We don't have electricity. And I remember, I went to 5 different elementary schools. Every single year we was in a different household. And I remember that we didn't have any running water in the house. And my grandmother lived down the street, but she had a 3-bedroom house with 12 people in it, and I couldn't inconvenience grandmother. Other family members talked about my mom and my dad, and it's made me upset. So what do you do when you're in the 6th grade and you have no running water, you have no electricity in the house? And I had to be creative because I knew that I wanted to live, and I knew that I wanted to experience this thing called life. So I remember seeing a white bucket in the back of my house, and I convinced myself and I told myself that I'm going to put this bucket on the front porch of my steps, and I'm going to literally wait on the rain. Oh, when it rained, it was a happy day. Because I would take that rainwater and I go fill it up in the tub, and I would take that same rainwater and I put it in other buckets in the house, and I would clean and I would drink and I would wash with that rainwater. The home we lived in was infested with roaches and rats. Imagine your mom cooking and the steam from the food, the rats crowding your food from the ceiling. The roaches. And watching the roaches over your food, but guess what? We still had to eat because we had to survive. And I remember taking a bar soap on my knees over the tub, and I was washing my jeans. And let me tell you, my jeans didn't dry overnight. So in December and January, I'm standing at the bus stops with wet jeans on, underclothes, shirt is wet. Hoping and wishing that no one asked me what's wrong with me because tears are about to flow in my life. I couldn't believe that I was living this lifestyle. And I had the knife in my hand, and I had the pills in the other hand, and I was getting ready to take my own life. But class of 2018, I will tell you that I'm so grateful and so glad that I didn't take my life that day, because I found a greater call and a greater purpose for my life. And let me tell you this. And I will tell you this, that it was one thing that I made a decision that day, the reason that I didn't take my life. I heard a speaker speak one time, and he asked the crowd, he asked the audience, if you could be any animal in the world, what would you be? And the speaker go on to explain that if he could be any animal in the world, it would be the lion. And they asked him, why would you want to be the lion? The speaker go on to say that the lion is respected to be the king of the animal kingdom. Why is the lion the king of the animal kingdom? The lion is not the fastest. The lion is not the most intelligent animal in the kingdom. The lion is not the largest. The lion is not the biggest. The lion is not the smallest. However, when the lion steps on the scene, every other animal respects this small cat. And there's only one reason why they respect this small cat. It was only one reason why I changed my mind that day. And the answer to that is a change of attitude. See, when the lion steps on the scene, the lion believes that he can take down anything that you put in front of him. When the lion sees an elephant, the lion says, that's lunch right there. That's my dinner. See, it's all about your belief system. When the elephant sees the elephant thinks that I'm food. See, the elephant could kill the lion by one blow. But because of the elephant belief system, he believes that he's food. So the question to you today, are you the eater or are you food? The giraffe could injure the lion, but he also believed that he's food. And let me tell you something. The lion doesn't care how big you are, how tough it is to eat you. The lion doesn't care how many of you in the crowd. They're going to strategize. See, a lion will lay real low and study your every move. Graduates of 2018, you may not have a job tomorrow. You may not be enrolled into another college, but I want you to have an attitude like a lion. I don't care what giant come in your life, how big or small or how many. I want you to be like the lion. I want you to get low. I want you to get low and study, anticipate every single move. And when it's time to attack, I want you to do just that. It's all about your belief system. It was all about my belief system. And I'm going to tell you this. It was not the male lion that took down the elephant. It was the female lioness. Hello. So females, ladies, don't you never think that you need a man to help you take it down. Now, I know you're clapping. You may want a man, but you don't need a man. And when the female lions take down when the female lions take down the elephant, that's when you see the men coming along trying to eat. So ladies, if you're trying to get a man, you got to know how to prepare the meal. Hello. Graduates of 2018, it's been an honor and a privilege to share this moment with you. And if you get nothing from my speech today, I want you to take life and don't complain about your situation. Don't let Facebook or Twitter know what you're going through all the time, because the lion does not post what they're doing. And when they don't attack the kill, when they cannot get the elephant, that's okay. They try again. Because you understand that that's their meal. They got to eat. So when you're really hungry and when you're really trying to get it, you may fail. You may slip up and you may need help sometime. But let me tell you, you keep on trying. You get up again. You get up again and you keep on trying. I'm here today because I got up again. I got up again and I kept on trying. And I leave you with this quote. The quote says, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until it fits. Congratulations, class of 2018, and thank you so much.